All right, on this video, we are going to talk about the common mistakes that I see of a lot of freelancers over the years and some of the suggestions on how you can avoid them. Okay, so don't make the same mistakes. It's just going to be a very quick video, and let's go ahead and click the presentation. All right. So there you go. Common mistakes of freelancers and how you should be able to avoid it. Number one is a very, very common, always canned and generic proposals to all clients. You should never do this. Okay. When I was also a freelancer many years ago, I did this. I'm one of those guilty people. And I realized that it's not really doing me any good. If you are the one on the receiving end, kung ikaw yung client, you will definitely feel that it's a canned response. It's not directed towards you. Very generic yung laman ng cover letter, and that is something that you don't want as well. On our lesson in Fiverr, I gave you an example there of what is a canned response versus the one that is tailored fit. So probably somewhere along the videos while I'm recording this, I will also be creating a proposal for Upwork clients. But nevertheless, please go ahead and check also the Fiverr masterclass that we have. You will see there the comparison of what is a generic proposal and the one that is tailored fit to the need of the client. You have to make an effort to customize your cover letter to the person that you are sending the application to. These people are reading your letters, okay? Especially if the client has made an effort na mahaba yung job description niya, and there are clients who will be putting some trick questions sa pinakadulo or sometimes in the middle of the job description to make sure to test you guys kung sino yung nagbasa talaga or nag-send lang ng napakaraming cover letters, okay? Actually, that's one of the reasons why I also appreciate connects in Upwork, because remember, you have limited connects, so you will not waste it. You don't want to waste your connects. You want to make sure that you are sending the application to the quality clients. Without connect, everybody can send to anyone, walang filter. So ang nangyayari, the client will receive hundreds of proposals and then they are not filtered. Trust me, sa dami I'm a client as well, so I know that there are freelancers who do not read instructions talaga. And there are tricks sometimes, in the middle of the job description the client would say, at the end of your cover letter, I want you to answer what's your favorite color, or type the word, meron silang parang mga code doon to prove that the freelancer really read it. Okay, later on hanap tayo ng mga ganyang example. So it might take a little bit of your time to make a proposal, and I'm gonna send you a format, a template on how you can definitely get a very good proposal letter for your clients, the one that I have been using for many years now. So I'm gonna send it to you. It's very effective, so you can go ahead and copy it and use it for your own good. But yeah, as you practice it, magiging madali naman sa'yo kung paano gumawa nun. But my point here is this is one of the top mistakes of freelancers. Don't be lazy in sending out proposals, because malay mo, 'di ba? Yung pinag-effortan mo na yon, it would be your next client, versus those people who just send out. You will stand out from the rest. Okay, sending canned responses is 100% sure way of not getting the attention of your potential client. Trust me, if you will become a client, you would feel this, because there will be a lot of freelancers who are not following directions. I'm not saying only Filipinos, but all over the world, even in the first world countries, some people do that too. Okay. Another mistake that I see is that giving your rate first before you hear the client's problem. So that means when you are already in the interview, some when the client asks, "What's your question? Do you have any question for me?" or the client would ask that, they would be saying, "Is it okay if my rate is like this?" Something like that. So they will be talking about their rates, and they're so eager to be accepted by the client. But there's a trick here, there's an art of enrolling the client. Some freelancers are so focused on what they will get out of the deal that they forget that they are talking to a person. All they see is the bubble, the money bubble in their mind. Like, I want to get this client, I hope I can be accepted so that I can have like $10 an hour or $5 or $3 or whatever that is. But they don't listen. The key here is to listen intently to the other person. Remember that they are hiring freelancers because they have a problem. It's either they cannot transcribe, or they need someone to call out their leads, or they need someone to convert a file for them, or they need someone to scrub off a list, or they need to create a website, whatever that is. They need you as a freelancer, and you can provide the solution to that. So listen very carefully. Okay, if they need someone to increase their sales by boosting posts or by creating campaigns, there is a problem right there. And you need to make sure that the client trusts you and you get their attention and they're all ears, so they can be, you know, they won't have any issues with you when you negotiate the price that you would like to have. Okay, so listen, listen, listen. Listen to them with the intention of helping. If they feel that in their hearts, they know that, this person is very helpful, and this person has the, the intention of helping me, very keen in listening, compared to the others. Kasi trust me, hindi lang ikaw yung freelancer na maririnig niya. You will pitch, another freelancer from India will pitch, another freelancer from the other parts of the Philippines will pitch, another one in Europe, Canada, China, US, lahat ng freelancers. So what will make you stand out? When it is your time to listen to the client and have an interview and have a sit down with that client, you give all your best to listen to what they want to say. Don't make bubbles in your head like how much do you think this client will give you, okay? Kasi madali na yon when you already have the trust of your client. So listen, and then give the intention that, okay, I'm more than happy to help you resolve this particular problem. I'd like to draw some suggestions and blah blah blah. Okay, we're gonna learn that in a different video, but that's one of the mistakes I see. Another mistake, and a costly one, and a very important thing that I'd like to raise to you right now, is a lot of people are undervaluing themselves, their skills, and their services, especially that we are in a third world country. I don't believe that you are um, or I don't believe that the people in the United States or first world countries are so better than us. That's why they can charge $75 an hour and we cannot. No, absolutely not. That is wrong. Remove that in your mindset. There are a lot of freelancers in the Philippines who can command high premium rates because they know they are capable of it. It doesn't matter kung galing ka sa third world country. It doesn't matter if you're from India, from Pakistan, or from Nigeria, or wherever you are. What you're delivering here is the skill and your service. Okay? So if you charge a client with a rate that you are not happy at all, let's say for example, tinanggap mo yung client kasi gusto mo lang magkaroon ng feedback. Gusto mo lang magkaroon ng, and that there's nothing wrong with starting from, from very low, no? Everybody started there. But my context here, look at my context. If you think that it's okay, if here, let me put it this way. If you are starting and then you know in yourself that I'm gonna get this for experimental purposes, or let's say it's okay, yung buong buo sa sarili mo na tinanggap mo because you agreed to it, and that you are committed that no matter what happens, I'm gonna commit and deliver this thing to this client because they deserve it. Yung ganong mindset, that is okay. But if you're accepting something simply because na napilitan ka, you are forced to do it because out of money na, okay, I have to do it because I need to. No, you're not happy. The entire point is that you are not happy. Chances are you will not deliver a very good project as well or outcome with this client. You know, you will wake up very heavy. You will not want to log in. Yung ganong stress, take that away from you. If you think that you are not worthy, I mean, this project is not worthy of your time to begin with. That's why sa umpisa pa lang we are very good at screening. We need to be very good at screening clients and projects and the rates before you agree to it. Because once you are already on that, nakasalang ka na dun sa client na yun, especially if this is in a pork where the rating system is mirrored, you know that that person can give you a very bad feedback, and you don't want that. Okay, you won't feel good in this project, and subconsciously you will jeopardize the result, your result, and your mental health as well. So kung sa umpisa pa lang you don't feel like it, like $2 an hour really, but then napipilitan ka, don't do it. Okay, if you think that you want to charge more than that because you deserve so, and honestly you deserve so if you are part of this community, if you are part of my students, like in Freelance to Freedom, hello, ang daming skills nating pinag-aaralan dito, and then you will just charge less than that. I don't think so, honey. Okay? So, charge according to your word. Okay? Next thing that a lot of freelancers are doing wrong is that you are asking too much about rates and benefits and terms for yourself. Muna related to the second reason that I discussed. You are talking about yourself. You're asking what's the rate? Can I extend, let's say for example I have 40 hours for this, but is it possible that we have an open diary and that I can log more hours whenever I need? See, parang ikaw yung iniisip mo dun sa buong conversation. Mamaya na yun, okay lang yan, kasi you know, if the clients are very trustful sa'yo, they will give you whatever you need. Right, but you have to also prove yourself. It's a two-way street, kumbaga. Okay, so don't put that muna, and put your clients needs before you. Serve muna tayo. Okay, serve. Your client can sense if you are all for the benefits and you're not willing to help out the client. There are so many of you, and there's an energy. You have an energy that you're sending to your clients, be it on the phone, be it on the email that you sent, or on the actual interview. Okay, if the client feels that if you are the one to help him, they will be really thankful for you, like, finally, thank you, I have this freelancer who helped me with all sincerity, with all their hearts. Doon tayo magaling, di ba? Yung mga Filipinos, we are very skilled, and because we love our job, we even come to the point na kahit minsan hindi na nga bayad, basta for as long as we like the client and we're appreciative, we're giving our best. So that's our advantage. That's our strength. So use that. Okay. If the client feels that you are the one, finally, no, they will be happy to reward you with money, with great feedback, and probably with a repeat client. Pwedeng ikaw ulit yung balikan nila, doing logos, doing calling another person for them, or being hired for good and absorbed by the company. Win their trust first and win their businesses, and everything will be returned and reciprocated to you. Meron nga tayong mga freelancers, if you know some stories, the client provides their laptop, the clients provide a vacation for them in Boracay, and then the client will be flying to Philippines and then meeting them as a team, and then you will be the manager, you will be hiring other people for them, you know, those kinds of benefits and so much more. Some good Samaritan na clients, when their children are being hospitalized, the clients cover the finances. We have so many people like that. They provide loans, they provide, okay, take as much vacation as you need, all paid, yung mga ganyan. Okay, so why do you think there are clients like that? Because the trust is already there, and you cannot win the trust in day one. You have to constantly, you know, outperform yourself and do stuff, show up, prove that you are worthy of it, and they will entrust you with so many businesses, and including money, including the whole business, na parang they will not live without you na ganong level. Okay, I hope you are getting it. Next, um This is a big one. Some freelancers are not choosing the right clients and are ending up with the bad jobs. Later on, I'll be discussing a lot more of this, okay? So this is actually a common mistake of beginners because they want to get the feedback and review agad-agad and the money. So they're really impatient. They want it so bad that it doesn't matter whom they work with. Basta kahit sino yung tumanggap sa Upwork or kahit na saang marketplace, okay lang. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So, we will check later on what are the bad clients, ano yung mga criteria, ano yung mga red flags. I'm gonna discuss with you the red flags of yung mga hindi mo dapat, pag nakita mo na, iwas na yung mga ganyan, okay? So, but some people, they just ignore it. Naku, baka hindi naman. I just wanted this client so bad. And until at the end of it, they were scammed. And sayang yung energy, sayang yung trabahong ginawa, 'di ba? You could have just um put that energy into a different client, hiring mag-aral na lang sana o kaya you get another client but then you devoted so much time with this client and then this client pala is just a scammer because you did not acknowledge the red flags that are there. Okay, so they end up with a bad client and eventually hurting their career even more. Minsan, trauma, di ba? Na-trauma na, ganyan. All right, so like I said, we will see the red flags later on. And as a freelancer, you get to choose who you want to work with. Okay? Regardless if you have zero experience and you are just starting out, yes, pwede kang pumili. Even though this is your first relationship, okay, with your client. Kung sa babae or sa lalaki, you have this criteria, dapat gwapo, maganda, sexy, matalino, masipag. Same goes with your client. You have to also be picky. Why? Because you deserve that. You are worthy of that. Okay? So later on, we will have a separate topic about the red flags. Another thing that a common mistake of freelancers is that they are not communicating fast enough for the clients. Mabagal sumagot, mabagal mag-email, mabagal mag-reply. Communication is extremely important because they cannot see you, right? You are virtual. You are living on the other side of the world, 12-hour difference o kaya malayo, miles away kayo ni client, and then they need an update on what's going on. Remember in our first videos, one of the things that I asked to tell you, and I keep telling you this, to over communicate. Tell them, okay, I'm done with this task. I'm gonna proceed with the other one now. I'm gonna end my shift today. Have a good day. Have a good week there ahead. Hi, good morning. I'm already starting my shift. Gano'n. Kahit makulitan sila sa inyo, mas maganda yung over communicative ka kaysa, "Hello, is there any update? Did you log in today? How was your work today?" 'Di ba yung mas pangit yung sila yung nag-i-initiate ng communication, be the one to initiate and update them what's going on with you as the virtual assistant, as the freelancer, okay? Be it before, during, and after your task. When we say after your task, let's say for example, you're done with may feedback na, no? Tapos na. Just let them know that I am still here. If you have any questions, anything at all, I would still be happy to respond to you. Even if you have already submitted the ebook, even if you have already submitted the website, if they have a question, don't disregard them na parang, oh, wala na, tapos naman na eh, di ba? Pwede lang hindi naman na sumagot. What if meron pang follow-up client yun, di ba? O meron pa siyang mga recommend or referrals. O kaya may additional task pa siya. That can be additional money for you. So you have to be very open to communication as well. Lagyan mo ng pero wag naman in such a way na kahit na natutulog ka na or you're about to sleep, ay nag-text si client, I'm gonna respond. There's a barrier there, or there's a thin line with that. Draw a boundary. Let's say for example, wag naman yung quality time with your family and then nag-reply si client or nag-text siya. Oh wait lang, I have a text from my client. You're gonna ruin the other part of your life naman, which is your relationship with your family. Draw a line that say, halimbawa, you know that if it's a weekend or Sunday, halimbawa lang, walang sagot. Okay? Let your clients know that whenever I'm on unless it's life and death, they should also respect you, kasi there are clients naman that are becoming very abusive kasi nasanay sila that the freelancers are replying every within 5 minutes. It's not healthy naman. Okay, but make like a draw something. Let's say for example, kailangan masagot mo siya within 12 hours. Okay, within 24 hours. Pero kung naka-login ka naman, let's say it's within your shift, maybe within 5 minutes, you have to reply to that person. Pero kapag out na, nakapag-clock out ka na, set a barrier like, okay, pag Sunday, no work, no email, talagang totally shut down. And make sure, kasi, di ba, sometimes if your clients are in the US, it's a 12-hour difference. So, para sa kanila, Saturday pa lang yun. So, make sure that they know it, that it's already weekend in the Philippines, and, you're not answering emails if it's Saturday or Sunday, para sa kanila Friday pa lang. So, yung mga ganong communication, okay? But my point, you get what I mean? Don't wait for the client to ask you for an update. Respond as fast as you can without sacrificing your other life outside of work. Okay, I think that's all that I have prepared for you for that. These are the things that I can think at the top of my head while I was doing this tutorial. But if ever that I have some more, I'm gonna update this. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna make another video. But I hope you learned something here. The common mistakes of the freelancers, and please avoid them at all costs. I'll see you on the next video.